What if I told you that beneath the endless sands of the Sahara Desert lies the remains of a lost civilization, not destroyed, not abandoned, but buried? The Sahara is the largest hot desert on Earth, a vast ocean of sand stretching across continents. But it wasn't always like this. Thousands of years ago, this barren land was once green, alive, and filled with rivers, a place where life didn't just survive, it thrived. But something happened, something so massive, it transformed an entire world into desert. And what if that transformation didn't just erase nature, but an entire civilization along with it? Today, scattered across the Urimal, there are clues, strange formations, buried structures, patterns that shouldn't exist. From satellite images, researchers began noticing something unusual: massive shapes beneath the sand, too precise to be natural. Some believe these are the remains of ancient settlements, lost to time and hidden beneath layers of desert. But if that's true, who built them? And why is there almost no record of their existence? Mainstream history tells us early civilizations formed near rivers like the Nile, the Tigris, and the Euphrates. But what if there was another, one that existed far from what we consider the cradle of civilization? A civilization that thrived in a green Sahara before everything changed. Some scientists point to a period known as the African Humid Period, when the desert was filled with lakes and vegetation. But even this doesn't fully explain the structures we are beginning to uncover, because what lies beneath the sand might be far more complex than we ever imagined. As technology improved, researchers began to see something impossible: patterns beneath the sand, too precise, too organized. Not natural formations, but something designed. Some of these formations stretch for kilometers, far too large to be random, and far too complex for primitive societies. If these structures are real, then someone built them. But who could have existed here before the desert? Evidence suggests the Sahara was once filled with rivers, lakes, and life, a place where civilizations could rise. Then, everything changed. The land dried, the rivers vanished, and the sand took over. Within just a few thousand years, everything that once existed here disappeared. Not destroyed by war, not abandoned by choice, but slowly buried, layer by layer, beneath an ocean of sand. What remains today is almost nothing, just silence and scattered traces that raise more questions than answers. But in recent decades, technology has allowed us to see what the human eye cannot. Using satellite imaging, ground scans, and advanced mapping, researchers have begun uncovering patterns beneath the desert surface, patterns that should not exist. At first, these anomalies were dismissed as natural formations, but as more data was collected, a pattern began to emerge. Straight lines, perfect angles, structures that seemed almost intentional. Some of these formations stretch for kilometers, far beyond anything expected from early human settlements. If these are artificial, they represent something far more advanced than we once believed possible. So the question becomes, who built these structures? And more importantly, how could such a civilization exist in a place that is now completely uninhabitable? Scientists now know that thousands of years ago, the Sahara was not a desert. It was a fertile land, filled with rivers, lakes, and wildlife. A place where human civilizations could not only survive, but flourish. But then, something changed. Climate shifts, orbital changes, or something we still don't fully understand, slowly turned this fertile land into desert. Over time, sand covered everything. Cities, roads, structures, all buried beneath layers of shifting lard. Of course, not everyone agrees with this theory. Many scientists argue these formations are simply natural, the result of erosion, wind, and time. But others believe the evidence is too precise to ignore. So what lies beneath the Sahara? A natural illusion shaped by time, or the buried remains of a civilization we've completely forgotten? Perhaps the truth is still waiting beneath the sand. What do you think about this?